of the things I've been pretty discouraged about is that even though we don't have all the right lighting to make our YouTube channel or the things that we do bright, and we're working on that, I looked outside and I saw that when I scanned the homestead, it was bleak, January bleak, and it was all totally gray, one color. But today, for just this moment, there's sun. There's sun up there, and everything looks a little bit brighter, a little more color, doesn't it? We have some things that we're going to do inside today. We're going to work on our kitchen, but I asked Jim if he would come out and just walk in the sunshine with me for a little bit. I have a pasture I want to look at. I've been talking to them about the
My mess.
the foreign object in the sky.
It's called the sun.
I love it!
Yeah, it's out and about.
Showing him the difference between yesterday's view of out here and today's.
Well, light brings color.
It's
Without
amazing.
Light, it's all kind of dull.
So I want to go.
Same place, more color with the sun. Yeah, it's great.
I want to go look at the pasture where the pigs were in the lower section, because I want to put my sprawling garden there.
Today?
Oh, I'd love to do it today. But let's go look today.
Okay.
Even the Delawares are out.
Oh, they're getting braver
further.
And braver. Although that rooster he saw us coming, he headed home. He's kind of a chicken.
Are you just gonna stand in one place and then you'll pretend I don't see you? Look at how nice it is. They're out here.
Yeah.
Foraging. It's wonderful. So I have to show you this. We have this one red star chicken who constantly goes in with the Delawares. And one day we couldn't find him. It was time to put him to bed. And we went in there, and there she was, inside with her Delaware friends. I think it's so funny.
I think we might be able to combine the two flocks.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Simplify things.
Yeah. Hello, little one. Are you getting lots of nourishment? Oh, look. Oh, let's stand back so we can get out, Jim.
You want to come out there, little one?
There you go. There you go. There's our beautiful one. There's our beautiful one. Hello. So this is kind of divided into thirds. Hopefully the wind isn't going to make the sound. So I kind of divided into thirds. Third here, third there.
Third everywhere.
And of course, where I want to grow is at the bottom. So I realize we need to make a swale.
A swale.
Swale. And move.
You need to get yourself in the picture.
And move the water off that way. So that...
Which is downhill. We got kind of... The slope is like this.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go down here and show you where I want to put my sprawling garden.
Sprawling garden. You going to take the camera with you?
Oh, I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay.
Now, it's a mess. It doesn't have grass in it here. It's ready to dry out and be planted. Dry out.
Water's still coming.
Yeah, I know. But if we put a swale right here with
With the ditch
that goes in
Sorry for the wind. It happens when you're outside.
I'm trying to protect it. That's why I'm sitting like this. Okay.
The plan that we're formulating right now
has
how to use this area we had set off for the pigs, which we may put pigs in here again. We really want to use pigs though out and around a bit more, so we want them to prepare
the ground out there for other gardens.
Yeah, we want to get more of the portable fence so we can move. So we're looking at that for them, but for the chickens, this has them close enough to us that we're not as worried about predators. You know, obviously they could still come in here, but this fence is going to slow them down. We can put a hot wire along the top of the fence that
or the bottom and the bottom.
Well, yeah, we could do either. Just run the wire to discourage predators from coming on in. That would be a great thing. But we can paddock this off for the chickens. Now, what we don't know is from season to season, how much space do they need for a week, say, or how long do we want to leave them there. But we'll divide it up so that they focus on a certain area and really make full use of foraging there and preparing the ground, and then we move them to another spot.
And guess what? When they run out of this, I think there's a lot of land out there.
We got a lot more. But we're going to use them to fully prep this. The pigs have done a great job. It needs a little bit more. The chickens can gain a lot from it to help us get it even more prepared. We are going to put swales in it because as the running downhill, the water kind of runs off of it. And the swales can stop that, but it can also shuttle the water off
to the pond,
down towards, well, we're actually below the pond, so it's going to be taking it to the creek, which is where it eventually needs to go. But I see us also capturing some of that water and holding on to it, but diverting it where we want it to go. So keeping the water from washing away or pooling where we don't want to pool it. And by having the swales, we get a couple of different environments here. We get in the bottom of the swale the wetness that is there, but on the top of the swale a drier kind of area where different things can grow than what can grow down at the bottom, plus along the sides of it. So a variety of plants can grow and thrive.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but in order to make this affordable, we're really going to use the BCS to do this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, the BCS will be able to help us push the dirt up so that we can make the swales. I mean, we're not talking high swales. We're talking just enough to break the water. We don't need these big high things, but just, you know, a little bit up.
So,
we're going to do some gardening in here.
It's the 15th.
It is.
Of January.
It is.
It's time to get out the soil blocks because the sun is out.
Oh, yeah.
For a few moments. You know, when we were in Colorado, there was a time when there was no sun for what, 3 weeks or something like that. And I like all seasons, but I was getting really depressed.
Enough of the no sun. I mean, it was no sun, it was foggy, so you couldn't see the mountains. It was just bleak.
So it was probably January.
It was.
So we got in the car and we drove until we found the sun. We went down, we lived in Colorado Springs, and we went down to Arkansas Valley, and we looked up and we could see the sky.
What we did is we actually got far enough west that we got on the west side of what's Pikes Peak. And so Pikes Peak, in that chain that's right there, you know, Pikes Peak being over 14,000 feet, it tends to change the weather. And so what was happening on our side of it was just a lot of fog, but as it turned out, what was happening on the other side of it was sunlight. So when we got far enough west, sun happened.
So I took out my camera and I took a picture of it and I sent it to my daughter-in-law, who suffered from depression, seasonal depression, and
who was in
Colorado Springs. Yeah. And I said, I found it! I found the sun!
Then we went back home, and there were a few more days of
bleakness, but we at least found it for a little while. But even this small amount of sun just lifted my spirits today so much.
So having sunshine on your shoulders makes you happy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my John Denver boy.
Couldn't pass that one up.
Anyway, that is our plan for the pig pen that is now going to be the chicken yard and preparing for garden.
Yes.
Part of our garden, our sprawling garden.
The things that sprawl needs lots of space. This is a great place for them. They They have some variety of needs when it comes to water and so forth, but they can work out here very well. So.
On this beautiful sunny day, we're gonna go in and work on our kitchen sink.
Get that kitchen sink going. Crucial part of the kitchen, right? You gotta have a sink that's functional, and I believe I have all the pieces and parts to construct it cut out.
He cut them all out last night?
Yeah, I was out a little bit too late in the barn, in the shop in there working on it, but I got all the pieces. If I measured right, it's gonna fit together. If I didn't measure right, I've got to go make some adjustments. So
I can look over here, and I'm just gonna show you. And from here, I can see, now I have to look through this, but I can see goats over there, chickens over there, Delawares over there. Not that Delawares aren't chickens. There's a cat right down here, another cat over there. So this is a little duster that I bought for my paint smock. Like, I don't know, $2 or $3 at Walmart. And I could just throw it on over my clothes. And I'm gonna paint some of my cabinets. And he is going to make our kitchen sink.
Kitchen cabinet.
Because the one that was there fell apart. I don't need to paint, right?
What's that?
I don't need to
no.
paint, right? Should have put one
you
bad
get yourself in the glue.
One bad one and one good one.
Both good.
That's good.
But we still need to let it dry. Oh. I'm going to get ready to do that, but this is holding it on.
Cool.
How's that?
I see a sink in my future.
Yes, you do.
First coat of paint has gone on. I need to let it dry for 24 hours, then I'll sand it a little bit, clean it all off, and put another coat on it. I will tell you what color paint and what kind of paint this is. It's cabinet enamel. Mixing it, I did the bonding first, the bonding primer, and then this. This color paint is called Silver Fox, and it actually is the darker of the three that are on here. I had a green one, a light blue one, and a darker one. And when they're by themselves, it doesn't look that dark, but when they're with the three, it does. And that's what we chose. That's what we paid for. That's what we're doing. We had talked about doing a two-tone kitchen. I got paint on my face, I'm trying to get off. And having the upper cabinets remain white and the lower cabinets be this color. And we looked at several examples, and yesterday we, both of us together, made the decision that we're going to paint all of them so that we have that for the whole thing. Our walls are a very brilliant white. Compared with that side of the room, which isn't painted yet, that's more like an eggshell, and this is a brilliant white, which is really exciting to me how bright it made it when I mix it with this really bright window and the big window, and I know I just blocked out my face by doing that, but we still have to put the window frame and all of that in there. But it was really exciting to us to be able to look at all of it and go, well, oops, a little low there. Well, bright white, and that's one reason we decided with the bright white, then this will just kind of pop a little bit. Then, and we are putting these cabinets all the way to the ceiling, and then he is building like a shelving cubby holes underneath. They're gonna have baskets in them. We're gonna have some that actually have the little dowels where we stick the dishes vertical, the plates. I haven't figured out all of the cubby holes, but I know that some of the, I'm gonna have a basket where I can pull out, and it'll be a really cool basket, and it'll have utensils in it that fill up a drawer or that sit on a counter and a thing. Instead, they'll just be in the basket right there. I think that'll help my counters stay really clean and still have everything organized. So I'm on the lookout for some affordable, nice wooden or wicker baskets so that we can utilize them in our kitchen. It'll be really fun. Right now, we're working on this, which is, oops, good, yeah, evening. Which is gonna hold the sink. And we're ready to glue this bottom and put the bottom in, correct, Jim?
Yeah, what I don't have is clamps to hold it.
Oh, so you know what? Maybe what we ought to do, are you gonna countersink those or anything, or are they just gonna be glued?
Countersink.
You are.
What do you mean by countersink? You mean fasten them?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to fasten them with the nail gun.
Oh, because they won't show from the outside.
Yeah, they're not shown from the outside.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
This has very rustic look because I had it painted with the primer and then sanded it down, so it's really smooth now, but I haven't gone back over it with the primer. And then I'll go over it with the other one. I was just showing our kitchen off.
It doesn't look much better.
It feels better. We're playing house.
You got to understand what you're looking at.
All right. So, oops, kick the camera. Let me just kind of do this. So, they're not all painted, but we needed to know placement. And so we've been playing. You wanted to?
I loved you. It's true.
I love you too. What does that have to do with anything?
You know, it has been a lot of years. In order to know how the couch is going to look over there, I've had to move it over there.
I'm a visual person, okay? Yeah. So, I'm going to take this off.
What I've learned is if I put it where she thinks she wants it, then she knows what it's going to look like there, and we don't have to discuss it anymore. It's either going to work or it's not going to work.
Correct.
And she knows.
So, this part is not done because this is the next project. This is
one of the next projects.
Gotta go away. So we can't do that part. That's why that's not done. This wasn't here before. There was a little tiny 9-inch counter. We would like to have a 2-foot counter here. So go down, show what we're gonna do with the wall. Oops, oops. Do it again. We're gonna move the wall out.
Is it a slider?
And make the kitchen a little bit wider there.
Narrower door, but we really don't need this large of a door. This is nice, but it's not functional. Gaining the counter space and the cabinet space, very functional.
Right. So this was here before. This one is painted blue. This one, none of them are painted like they're supposed to be yet. We needed placement. Then this will be where this kitchen sink goes.
Are you on me and you're looking at this?
I'm on you.
Glue is still drying on this. I still need to put the back on. And there's a little side kicker piece in here that needs to go in. And then the holes need drilled so that the plumbing can come up
through there.
So almost finished. I think by morning I'm going to be confident enough that I can start drilling and banging around a little bit to finish it up. And then this cabinet will set in place.
Then dishwasher will go here, another turntable here, and this is where the big changes take place. So in my living room, which has been where all of my kitchen is a floor, very tall kind of pantry thing. Doesn't have the doors on it right now. Goes up to that high, down to that low. That has been sitting right here next to the refrigerator. And then there has been another small cupboard here. We would like to put the tall one here, and then we're gonna get eventually a 36-inch wide refrigerator and put the matching pantry here. So it's tall pantry, refrigerator, tall pantry. Big refrigerator. Big refrigerator. And then, I don't know if you can understand what he's building on the top, but don't worry about it. So tell me what you think. If it'd be okay to have pantry, refrigerator, pantry that are tall, all on that side. All the food on one wall. On that wall over mostly there. I'm not worried about losing counter space because now all my uppers are sitting in the center here. Because there'll be a big island in here, and then under where my pans are over there, there's gonna be another counter, and over where that pitcher is there, there's gonna be a hutch, and then my big farm table right here. Hi. Hi. It's coming. I can feel it. We moved all this stuff back in just to make us feel good. Well, we're on the downward slope. I mean, we finally got to the top of the roller coaster. He said slope, not spiral. Out of control. Hey, we haven't told you for a while. We still have 12 weeks to Heartiness on sale this month for $99 or 4 payments of $30 each, and till the end of January it comes with my breakfast book called Mornings Begin with Breakfast. Is this your book? It is. Whew. Anyway, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, please sign up. If you're a viewer for the first time, welcome. Subscribe! Subscribe and check us out because, hey, it's pretty eclectic here and we love helping other people our age do fun, goofy things like move to homesteads like we are. Can I insert an advertisement here? Oh, please. For those of you who would like to get an exercise program started and you just don't quite have the motivation to do it and you never get around to it, go to Regenerate, Don't Degenerate on YouTube. Each morning, 5 days a week, he drags me out of bed. It's easy exercises. We're progressive. They're only about 15 minutes long right now. We're just doing simple exercises. This is more for habit. This is not about becoming a big, strong person. But I'm becoming big and strong. But it is going to strengthen you. It is going to increase your balance. It is going to increase your mobility. I will tell you what's increasing my whatever right now is holding this camera at the end of my arm. It needs to say goodbye. Hey, thanks for watching. We really appreciate you. Bye-bye.